watching you now.
They watching you now.
This is where you make it permanent. This is where you make it. 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 Permanent. You made it. They watching you now.
Hi. We're here. We're ready to play. We're gonna play some Overwatch. We're gonna jump right into it. Mic check?
You made it now. You can go wherever you want to go from here. They watching you now. This is where you make it permanent. This is where you make it. 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 Permanent.
Mic check. Number 2.
You made it.
Go ahead and go in there and select your role, bud.
They watching you now.
Now traveling to Petra.
We are going to play a typical number.
Come here, Z-Base Slayer. Yeah!
We are going to play a typical number with a typical amount of loud and low passages.
You actually have like the best character to fucking... You have the best character to counter me, bro. If you use your fucking E or whatever it is, your spinny thing, when I throw my hook, it'll block it. Also, remember, I'm on PC too, so the aim. Also, while we're doing this, we're still in queue too, so you don't have to worry. Ooh, kind of hurting. Don't ever follow a roadhog. Don't ever follow a roadhog, bro.
We are going to play a typical number.
Who is this mom?
We are going to play a typical
Bum, 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 bum.
pacifism is foolish. What makes you think I'm a pacifist?
I'll be watching your back out there, Lieutenant.
You have nothing to worry about, Captain. Hello. Greetings.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload. Reaching the enemy.
Oh wait, what happened? My boy's not in here with me. That was not what I meant to hit. I don't know what happened to my boy. Uh-oh. Achoo.
There is no challenge I cannot face.
Funny. Don't know what happened. So just threw us into two different games, I guess. Ouchie. Damn.
The battle awaits me.
Good fucking ult, bro.
Most people saw 90% clear skin at 16 weeks. The majority of people saw 90% clear skin at 5 years.
Seriously, reaction. Increase your risk of infection to no ability to fight.
said. 30 seconds. Oh, hello. Oh. I'm fucking better. Maybe not. Help! I need a healer!
I've been knocked down before.
No. That's annoying. Ah! It's annoying. Game on! What's up, boys? You guys not know how to play against a diva? Oh, but guys, I thought you guys were good.
See.
That makes no fucking sense. Come on down here, buddy. That's not good. Oh, fuck. Ah! No! Bro, why are you guys trying to save me in this form? Thank you! Get in there! Holy shit, that's like 5 mechs! You! I want you! Dang it! I can't hang. I'm dead. Well, I mean, I didn't die. So, I mean... Ping pong, ping 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 pong, ping pong, ping ping pong. I need to leave now and get Brian. text him.
If I didn't want to, I won't be spending my time with you, girl. I'd probably be with my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, yeah. If the rehab didn't work, you wouldn't see me at nights. I'd probably be doing lines with my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, yeah. If the love I had for you will fade away, then by the morning after, you'll be just one of my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, yeah. It could be that I'm just not too curious to be serious. I'd rather roll with my bitches.
Z-Base Slayer. He must be out smoking or something.
If I didn't want to, I won't be spending my time with you, girl. I'd probably be with my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, yeah. If the rehab didn't work, you wouldn't see me at nights. I'd probably be doing lines with my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, yeah. If the love I have for you will fade away, then by the morning after, you'll be just one of my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, my bitches, yeah. It could be that I'm just not too curious to be serious. I'd rather roll with my bitches.
Together they strike them down.
Keep in sight. I'll have us in and out in no time.
This is my favorite game mode, is with the robot. Damn, bro. That is a fucking raw Winston. Jesus Christ.
Still, my friend, you are going to pay for that. Enemy on the move. Stop them.
Come on, robot, let's go.
Come on, robot. Let's go.
Oh my god, what the fuck? I didn't know he said that. That's funny. Who shot me? Bitch. Say that to my face. Let's push that bad boy. Look at this big old robot. I will keep you safe, friend.
The lead is within our grasp.
Enemy has the robot. Initiate search and rescue.
Oh, that blocks it? That's fucked. Come here, monkey bitch. Fuck you up. 25 meters. Ooh. Monkey guy. Better run, monkey fella. Get the fuck out of here, baby.
Progress is on. Stand behind me, friends.
Easy.
Your end is within my reach.
I got a giant hammer. Come here, fucker. It's unfortunate. No, Ari, it's okay, baby. Lay down.
I've been
Good
knocked
girl.
down before.
Ah, that's annoying.
You must stop the enemy. No. Barriers are locked in.
Oh, I shouldn't have let her go. I didn't know I had her. Fuck! Let's go, robot. Bro, fuck off, soldier. Fucking mercy. Didn't realize he did so much goddamn damage. Alright, Windstone. Play against this. Boing.
They took the robot. Get it back.
Escorting the robot. Over there.
Nano boost administered. Forward square.
Move it, robot. There's a lot of them. Be careful.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a fucking problem. Fuck fucking Mercy. God, I wish I had a fucking healer that would actually follow me around. Everyone always goes for the fucking damage healers. Nerf this! Oh, what? You followed me, you fucking lame-o? That's pretty lame. No, stop right there. Ah, wake up! Yeah. Got that bad boy. No heals. Again. This is always fun. I'm dead. It's just so fucking lame. 6 actual healers. Oh, for fuck's sake.
They're counting on me. Don't let them catch us. The barricade's moving. Let's stop them. Initiating defense matrix. No. Yeah. Pocket healer. Power barrier active. They have the lead. Stop them.
What the fuck do I do about that, bro? I just can't do anything.
They're counting on me.
God, I love the chat. Fuck.
Don't let them push any further.
I love DPS diff, tank diff, support diff. Fucking literally everybody.
Apagando las luces.
What in the fuck even was that? See if Brian wants to play. What is our boy doing? Probably went to bed.
So I said, no, 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 it was supposed to be my pentakill. Why did you die to me? I killed
I want some tang.
for champions. I can't believe you're falling. No, it was supposed to be my pentakill. Why did you die to me? I killed no one to play for champions. I can't believe you're falling.
Wait a minute.
So I said, no, 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 it was supposed to be my pentakill. Why did you die to me? I killed no one to play for champions. I can't believe you're falling. No, it was supposed to be my pentakill. Why did you die to me? I killed no one to play for champions. I can't believe you're falling.
Together their strength and doubt.
You answered Winston's recall.
Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum.
If I am called and I do not answer, what is left are
You are left, Reinhardt, and that is nothing to scoff at.
Who the fuck is that guy?
The enemy has taken the robot. Get him back.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I will keep you safe. We've taken the robot.
That's not fun. These fuckers. God, where is my whole team? What the fuck is going on? pretty fucking lame. Pretty fucking lame. Sorry, I wanted to be this guy. Who the fuck is that guy? Bro, why is that killing me so fucking fast? Get the fuck out of my game, bitch ass. Let's go. God fucking damn it. Fat monkey. Fat fucking monkey. Use my whole ult on you. I don't even care. Brother? Oh, is that a bullet? Uh-oh. Get the fuck out of my game. Oh no! Let's go. Bro, those non-healing orbs or whatever the fuck they are that make me not be able to heal are bad. Kill! That's unfortunate. That's pretty dirty. Got it. GG. I've got to be so close. 2 more wins. I'm on fire. Oh, I love coming into a losing game. Nothing is ever unwinnable, baby. Ah, she was a distraction. I mean, I barely even got in here.
Огонь по готовности!
Well. Really? That just fucking counteracts me, huh? Ah. I wish I had a fucking healer! Healer fucking death. I'm sorry, puppy. I'm so fucking tired of that shit. Fucking Sombra. It's alright, Sombra. This is now your problem. I thought that was somebody. I'm so fucking bad. You're fucking kidding me, right? Jeez, man. What the fuck do we do, bro?
A better world is possible today.
I'm a giant monkey. Fuck it. I couldn't get out of the fucking way. Actually, Winston's pretty freaking good.
Barrier initiated.
Sombra. Ah. What riveting gameplay.
But I am closer than I was before.
Oh shit, I have a right click? Reese's kind of
They can't
OP.
beat me if I keep on trying.
Come on, stop that thing. My team does actually nothing. If I was to play this guy. Okay. Wrecking Ball was not the play. I don't know what to do. Just play Winston. I don't care. Where does her healing come from? Where? How? She's not even fucking doing anything! Fucking Christ! Fucking game's so annoying sometimes. Think that gonna fuck, bro? What a fucking joke, dude. I can't fucking win one because my team is just stupid. So annoying.
Traveling to Iconhole. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Living out the marks, taking fast. Take it on the rest of the path. I got lost in running my place. I won't be the last to that fate. Cause no fate is something you're fine. I loved into just carry wine. I heard the fate and dreams in my mind. Got anticipation looking inside. Never gone my eyes.
Science means going where outcomes are uncertain. But I am certain that we're going to have a great time. Greetings!
You can't change the world by following all the rules.
Hello there.
I craft my own arrows, each one a meditation.
He shot my barrier. Yikes. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I hate playing against Sombra. Or whatever the fuck her name is.
Let's get the payload moving. You're safe with me.
What an email. What? He's on the outside, but that's okay. Ooh, that's kind of dirty.
Online privacy protection. Free from Discover.
Finally. I like that skin though. Ugh.
Play of the game.
Bakken.
Now traveling.
Oh shit. What just happened? She disappeared. One shot, I'm fucking dead. Oh, lucky.
Welcome. Prepare to attack.
Sigma, the Sigma man. Monkey Man's kind of fun. I do like the skin I have for him too. It's the one in the battle pass.
A better world is possible today. Hey Kiriko, do you do a lot of office work?
No, why?
Because you always leave a paper trail.
If we do this right, they won't even know what happened. Over here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing.
Oh, that's buffed. Hey.
Nostalgic. Look at this old place. Almost hate to sign it away. Over there. How's he gonna hold him? 6,000. You should have seen his face.
We are going to play a typical number.
I see a hostile. Over there.
We are going to play a typical number with a typical amount of loud and low passage.
Yeah, waste your ult on me, bitch ass. I'll take it. Yeah, one kill with it, nice.
We are going to play a typical number. We are going to play a typical amount of loud passage.
Yeah. I can finally play competitive. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Get me into it.
Welcome to the East. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Fucking love this song. I love all these songs.
A better world is possible today. Follow my lead. I've been through more of these than I can count.
And your mind will become clear.
Hello there.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Oh, where the fuck did he come from?
Progress is still progress.
That bitch. Bro, this fucking double healer shit is not gonna be fucking working for me. Can I jump in the fucking air? Bro, I'm doing so much damage. Where the fuck is my team?
We will crush them.
Literally nobody did any damage but me. And I'm a fucking thing.
Give them hell.
Yeah, you're Sigma. Let's go! Easy win. I've made the decision. Anytime they play Mercy, I'm gonna play this bitch. So that they don't fly around in the air and I can't get to them. It's unfair, and I'm not gonna do it. So, for this bitch.
Sustaining particle cannon online. Let's run them over.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
A blessing to be among such capable hands.
Okay, this gal is pretty dirty too. No!
Thought they could keep me down.
Better world is possible today. Damage output increased. Barrier down. Ouch.
Heroes never die.
Barrier initiated. You're safe with me.
Blocked me out from my healer. That's pretty good. It's unfortunate. I think this gal was the best.
Take care of each other out there.
You rarely preach about victory.
Is victory so important?
If it isn't, why are you here?
Why are we here?
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
Come, my friend.
Whoa.
A danger foreseen is half a wound.
Together then strikes him down.
Oh my god, if I would have ulted, it would have been fine. And I wasted my ult. Ah! Fuck. So annoying. What do I do? What do I do?
Welcome to Esperanza.
The giant gorilla.
A better world is possible today.
I like being near the ocean. It reminds me of where I was born.
Hey,
5, 4,
hi there.
3, 2, 1. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Move.
We will crush them.
Why does everybody go this way? Oh my god. What do I fucking do here?
I'm back. Time to crush.
Only in unity will we find strength.
Enemy turret
Enemy
here.
out. Time for the
Unstoppable.
What the fuck is that shit? Torbjorn, really? Jesus. Nice.
Failure is a chance to grow.
Can't let them push ahead. The barricade is on.
I don't know what to do. I don't get any heals from anybody, ever.
I must do better.
Round number. Stay sharp.
Locked down.
I don't understand.
My task is not yet finished.
nanoboost administered.
Ain't no stopping me.
They're pushing it.
I don't want to be tank anymore. Bro, who in the fuck has the orb thing that makes me not be able to heal? Jesus fucking Christ. Just let him fucking have it.
We will unify our push with yours.
My throne is where I say it is.
We have to take back the robots.
Oh, what? Wow.
You only lose if you stay down. You got too close, didn't ya?
Approaching the final destination.
I don't know how he feels so much.
I've got plenty of teeth left.
We must claim both the robot and our destiny.
Don't leave the robots.
Pick up your feet, Longo.
Bro, are you fucking joking me?
Pick up your feet, you drongos! Finally! A decent scrap! We're outnumbered! Don't leave the robot, and we win!
Play of the game.
I am done with this poopy game.
You made it now. You made it now. You in the big leagues now. They watching you now. This is where you make it permanent. This is where you make it. This is where you make it. This is where you make it. This is where you make it.
I really want to listen to some scary stories. Excuse me. Excuse me. Received a gift. Me? I received a gift.
The following journal excerpt was discovered by a surveyor for the U.S. Forest Service. If you have any information that may identify or locate the missing person in the case, please contact local or federal authorities. March 17th, 2022. I started hiking and backpacking with my father when I was around 12 years old. My mom passed away giving birth to me, so my dad was the only parent I ever knew. He did his best to try to keep me interested in things that typical little girls enjoy, but I never took to them. During the day, he worked as a store manager for an agricultural supply company, but on the nights and weekends, he worked on our small farm. He raised livestock to make additional income, as well as planted a few acres of corn. While this took up the majority of his day, he was careful to include me to make father-daughter time. Feeding cattle, mending fences, harvesting corn, and running the tractors became our evening routines. Over the years, our little farm prospered and grew. Dad was able to hire some additional hands, which freed him up for more leisure activity. I can still remember our first hiking trip. Dad surprised me with a new hiking pack and pair of boots. My eyes sparkled as he told me we'd be spending the entire weekend hiking and camping on a local trail. With how hard he worked, we had never had the time to take a trip of any kind that I could remember. A few scattered visits to family members in other states, but nothing like this. This was an adventure. He made me wear the boots while we worked on the farm that week to break them in. My mind raced with the possibilities. We had slept in the tent in the backyard dozens of times, but never in the woods. Thoughts of spotting wildlife, setting up camp, and the smell of eggs frying over an open fire filled every vacant moment of my day. And that's exactly how it went. It was magical. We spent 3 days hiking beside a rushing stream, sleeping under the stars, and cooking delicious meals on a beat-up iron skillet. Over the years, my tomboyish ways softened a bit, but my love for the outdoors never faded. Dad and I went hiking or camping at least once a month until he passed away 3 years ago. I still go as often as I can. It makes me feel close to him. Occasionally, I find myself talking to the memory of him as I sit around the embers of my burning fire. Last year, I started to develop an interest in ultralight backpacking. If you're not familiar, it's essentially long-distance hiking with the least amount of gear and weight possible. If you give me something to sleep in, something to sleep under, and something to cook with, I can live in the woods for weeks at a time. I still carry dehydrated food and water ration with me, but otherwise, it's bare essentials. 3 meals a day and enough water for 2 will get me started. The planning process always involves finding trails with available water sources. Boiling and bottling keep down on the amount of weight that I have to carry. My foraging skills are improving, but they aren't up to self-sustaining level quite yet. My work as a freelance writer lets me stay out on the trails longer than a traditional job, which has been a blessing. So, as long as I make it back to the old farmhouse 5 or 6 days a month, I can do enough work to keep the bills paid. Otherwise, you'll find me in the forest. I've been on the trail for 4 days now. This time, I'm planning to stay out a bit longer than usual. Typically, I aim for 5 days, but 10 is my target for this trip. I'm on a trail in the Appalachian Mountain Range and heading toward a waterfall that some backpacking blogs recommended. It should only take another day to reach, so I'll enjoy 2 days there before heading back. Time to set up camp for the evening. Lori. March 18th, 2022. So, I still haven't found the waterfall. I followed the maps I printed off before heading out. The first few days, everything looked exactly as it was described. But this afternoon, the directions didn't seem to match up. I was supposed to cross a wooden footbridge earlier this afternoon, but when I reached the stream, there was no
Okay, I
bridge
thought
to
he
be
was
seen.
being nice.
I thought about trying to wade through, but I still can't tell how deep the water is, and the stream is wider than I had anticipated. Seems like a bad plan, being out here by myself. If I get swept off or bogged down, I'm in trouble. Cell service hasn't been much of a help. After a few attempts to look at my whereabouts on Google Maps, I have given up. There is a bar of service, but the loading wheel spins like a tire going down the hill, and the map never loads. I wasted a lot of time by hiking back and forth on the side of the stream, looking for the bridge. Maybe it washed away. Some of those posts were from 2 or 3 years ago. The trail itself doesn't seem to receive much maintenance either. I'll give it another day of looking, but I'll need to head back soon. Food will start running low, and there hasn't been much to forage or gather. I'm bummed out, but it happens.
Bro, this fucking guy is
If I
on
don't
my
find the falls this
ass.
time, I'll give it another try in a month or 2. I'm feeling a little bit winded from all of the searching today, and it's getting dark.
Shit.
Better set up camp. Better days ahead. Lori. P.S. Setting up camp was quicker than usual tonight. I ended up stumbling into an abandoned camping spot. At first, I thought someone was still there. After a closer inspection, it's obvious someone left a lot of gear behind. 2 dry, rotting shirts hanging from a tree branch. A sleeping bag filled with dead leaves and animal droppings still sits by the stone fire ring. The fire ring came in handy.
God
I usually
fucking
have to set
shit.
up one myself, but someone took care of that for me. There are even enough dried logs piled up to keep me from having to gather my own. But I'm still a little irritated that someone dumped their gear and bailed. Stuff like that was getting more common these days. It's a great way to mess up natural habitats. Like the world isn't full of enough garbage. March 19th, 2022.
So
I didn't
close.
sleep well last night. It started to rain around 12 a.m., and I had only set up the sleeping hammock for the evening. The weather report before I sat out showed clear skies and no precipitation, so I hadn't tied a tarp overhead. Dad wouldn't have been that lazy. I should have listened to him. There was a lot of noise in the woods as well. A few breaking tree branches and rustling leaves. The wind didn't seem that bad, but I guess it was enough to cause some of the old tree boughs to give way and rattle on the forest floor. Some of the noises sounded almost rhythmic though. There was a handful of times I thought I heard a distinct rustling of footsteps in the leaves, but my mind must have been playing tricks on me. I even pulled out my night vision trail cam and scanned the area surrounding my camp. I didn't see a thing though, other than trees of course. Most of the animals in this forest bed down during the rain anyway. Not to say something couldn't have snuck away from its den for a midnight snack, but it wasn't a good night to be out and about. I should know, it took me nearly half an hour to secure a tarp over my hammock before I could get back to my waterlogged sleeping bag. My sleeping bag is still soaked. Hope it dries out before bed tonight. I'm not hopeful. On a high note, I found the bridge today. Looks like I decided to walk in the wrong direction. I walked about a half a mile past the point where I had originally run into the stream, and there it was, in all of its wobbly, splinter-filled glory. It wasn't much more than some crudely nailed planks supported by some logs settled into the stream bed, but it held up for me to cross it.
Damn,
I still can't decide if I'm going to try to make it to the falls this trip or not. It's a long way to go, and I already lost lots of time. If I don't hit the falls by afternoon tomorrow, I'll turn back. Don't want to get stuck out here without any food, hoping for a dry night of sleep. Lori. March 22nd, 2022. What the hell is going on? 2 days ago, I turned on my phone to look through some pictures from the hike so far, and it was filled with photos I had never taken. I spent another day trying to hike toward the waterfall before I saw them. There were more than 40 pictures of me sleeping from various angles. I always sleep with the netting of the hammock zipped, but some of the pictures are of me with the zipper open. The dates on the pictures start on March 16th. Someone had been following me almost the entire time. A video on my phone from last night even shows someone taking dehydrated food from my pack and dumping them on the ground. Brown work boots grinding the food into the ground. You can hear them breathing like a marathon runner the entire time. The last picture was the worst. Whoever took the picture was holding a hunting knife inches from me. I've been traveling for a day and a half with no sleep. When I found the pictures, I grabbed my pack and left my hammock and sleeping bag. I know I should have grabbed it, but I panicked and didn't want to stick around for another minute. Some nutcase in the woods is following me, and I'm at least 3 days from making it back to my car on the trailhead. That is, if I don't stop to rest. I told myself at first I would just walk
What in the
nonstop
fuck
until
is
I
that
got
shit?
back, but I'm already exhausted. I've got to get some rest. Maybe
Wait,
I've
what
lost
the
them.
fuck?
To make matters worse, that crappy
Just
little wooden
happened?
bridge was gone when I got back to the stream. I know I was in the right place because the log pilings in the stream are still poking out of the water. I'm going to have to swim or wade across. I hope I make it. What other option do I have? God help me. Lord. March 23rd, 2022. Crossing the stream didn't go well. I tried to toss my pack to the other side, but it landed 2 feet shy and splashed into the moving water. I couldn't afford to lose the last bit of food I had, so I dove in and swam after it. The effort was more energy than I should have expended, but my options are running out. It's getting dark and I'm still at least a day away from my car. All of my clothes are wet and there is only enough food left in my pack for one more meal. I'm going to make it tonight and try to get a little bit of
Fuck
sleep.
me.
My phone is still out of service and I haven't been able to reach anyone for help. I'm afraid I'm going to die here. I'm scared. I just want to go home. I want my dad. I think I just saw a camera flash go off in the woodline. If anyone finds this, please tell. The author of this journal is still unidentified.
Bro.
What is going on, everybody? Let's go. No.
Varsity Club, welcome back.
Have you ever heard of the Black Hill Forest? If you didn't, I can't really blame you. The aforementioned forest is
unfortunate.
rather obscure. But we're getting off subject. My background isn't of importance, nor is my name. However, what I can tell you is what I know about the Black Hill Forest. What it truly is. It's been 20 years since I found my way into the Black Hill Forest. 20 years since I saw things a person wasn't supposed to lay their eyes on. Beheld beings best left unknown, and witnessed events even now I can barely comprehend and understand. This is the story of a 10-year-old boy who ventured into the Black Hill Forest. Not much is known about the forest, as many of the maps simply mark the forest as forbidden, and the grown-ups refuse to tell me why none of us could go there, citing, "I'll tell you when you get older." The whole town seemed to be wary and fearful of the forest. In the winter, when the first snow starts to fall, and the trees have completely lost their leaves, the forest would resemble spikes, warning us to stay away. It didn't help that the closer you got to the forest, the more blackened and charred the ground seemed to become. It was a cloudy day as far as I can recall, and it had been snowing. The day started out, as it always did when I was younger. I ate breakfast and got ready for another day of school. The school bus route was strange, to say the least. At one point on its journey, it would get really close to the Black Hill Forest. I'm not even sure why it moved along this path, but it always did, without fail. And we would be within spitting distance to the forest every time we went to and from school, and I could glance into the areas between the spiked trees. That fateful day, as our bus moved along its unchanging path near the Black Hill Forest, as I stared out the window, pointed toward the forest, the bus suddenly collided with something. I barely caught a glimpse of the thing when it let out a shriek. The thing was alive, and it was angry. I can still hear the sounds of the metal buckling and bending, and the frightened screams of my peers as the dark thing began to smash the bus in anger. I could only get a few glimpses of the thing, its yellow eyes and deer-like appendages, before something impacted my head, knocking me out. I woke up after who knows how long, inside what remained of the bus. The front half of it had been smashed. The remaining half was badly damaged. There was no one else in the wreckage, but I visibly saw what I can only assume to have been blood on the floor. I was unharmed. No injuries, no cuts, no broken limbs. I was just fine. I don't know how I survived whatever it was, but I got up and grabbed what I could and slowly exited the bus. The first thing I noticed when I left the wreckage was the ground. I could see beneath the thin layer of snow the blackened ground. And then I saw the trees. Those familiar spike-like trees. That thing, whatever it was, dragged part of the bus into the forest. If that thing wrecked the bus with such ease, what else could be hidden amongst the spike-like trees? My mind raced, thinking of the countless possibilities of what might lie within the forest. I knew I had to leave, so I started to try to get my bearings. In one direction, the bus wreckage. In another, a clearing among the trees. And in a third one, I saw what looked like a creek. I walked, the gentle snow sloshing and slurring underneath my feet. With each step, the snow piled on. The air grew colder. Nature did not seem to care much for my situation, and the snow continued to fall. But I continued, wandering forward in a single direction, hoping that perhaps I could leave the forest. But no matter how much I walked, I could not see the edge of the forest. Its stillness was baffling. The emptiness, the lack of any life, the isolation and nothing aside from the spike-like trees. As I walked through the forest, I realized what the forest was. Unnervingly quiet. Not a single noise emanated from anywhere. The silence only broken by my own breath and steps on the powdered snow. The spell of simply wandering through the cold was broken when I discovered a cave. Cold and exhausted, I moved into the entrance. As I walked through the rocky formation, the damp, warm air of the cave welcomed me. The darkness, compared to the starch-white landscape of snow outside, was strangely welcoming. I sat down on the rocky stones below me and rested my head against the wall, exhausted. As my eyelids adjusted to the darkness, I saw something on the cave walls. A wall painting. The painting looked a lot like cave paintings from ages past, but it seemed, well, different. Instead of the red and orange and black color that most cave paintings had, these had only black. This one depicted not Hunts or some long-forgotten tribe, but instead, the forest itself. The spiked trees, the blackened ground, things that the longer I stared at, the more I got lost in their seemingly incomprehensible form. In the center of all of the paintings, nothing, just a sheer indescribable mass of darkness. And from it, all manner of beasts seemed to emerge. The painting seemed to ramble on, as if ancient artists were trying to put disjointed memories together and paint them down. The beasts being peaceful in the next section, rage. Humanoid beings emerged to seal away the darkness, or gods arising to reconcile with the darkness. And then, nothing. The painting abruptly cut off on a final image of darkness and thousands of yellow eyes. As my mind was lost in the painting's majesty, I heard a rumble emanating from deeper in the cave. Then, yellow eyes peered out of the darkness. I couldn't make out its form, but it was big as the cave itself. I saw dark red, fluid-like liquid starting to form on the cave floor. It smelled of decay. I looked around, the thing's eyes fixed onto me as I was struck with fear. It let out an inhuman roar, almost identical to the roar I heard when the school bus crashed into that thing. Then I heard screams, but it sounded distorted, almost like it was mimicking dozens of the screams from the bus crash. The shadows started to almost dance as the thing started to move towards me. Without a second thought, I ran out of the cave, my tired legs nearly tripping on the uneven floor. As the snow sloshed under me, I turned back to the opening of the cave. I saw the thing, dragging itself out of the cave, before letting out another great roar that shook the forest. In the sunlight, I could make out its form, and it didn't make any sense. Its body was decaying, portions of its skeletal structure visible, its skin as dark as the ground, its bones misshapen and twisted, and limbs. It was very deer-like, standing on its hind legs, all being completely worn out and beyond functionality. It was almost human. It was massive, its form casting a long shadow. It dripped a dark liquid substance that appeared as soon as it hit the ground. It shouldn't have been alive, let alone moving in such a state. No, how was that? How was it alive? I didn't wish to see any more and started running. With no sense of direction, no care for finding my way out, just getting away from that thing. I heard a deep, blaring roar loud enough to shatter glass. I recoiled in pain, my hands instinctively reaching for my ears. I turned behind me to see that thing dragging itself towards me. I heard trees falling down and crashing under the ground as I heard thundering steps of the beast. Its deafening, lonely roars as it chased after me. What was that? I cried at the top of my lungs as I ran between the mighty spiked trees. The beast knocked down the trees like they were nothing, their grand tall structures crashing under the ground with a great force and thundering crashes. It cut through the trees like a warm knife through butter. It didn't want to give up the chase, the hunt for me. It wanted me. The trees seemed to narrow in and blend in as if trying to slow me down. as the beast kept its pace behind me, no matter how fast I ran. The quiet constantly broken by the beast's roars, and my ever-tired gasps for air as it followed me. As I ran through the endless forest, I noticed that there was less and less snow on the ground, and more of the blackened ground revealed itself to me, until any trace of snow was gone, and all that was beneath me was black soil. The thing still followed. As I ran, I saw others like me. Some looked to be lumberjacks, others looked to be cartographers, people who got thrown into the forest. They just had their pale white bones lying perfectly on the ground, resting against trees. As I looked back, the beast again slashed its great limbs, and another several trees were fallen, its yellow eyes forever fixed on me, its decaying form caring nothing more than to take me. It dripped that same black liquid and produced the ever-familiar blaring roar. My legs started to give, and I felt as if I needed to collapse. I now began to see ornaments made of spiked tree branches dangling from the trees. They displayed images that I could not put into words, and on the ground, effigies of creatures, beings, and charred remains of what I could only assume was a ritual. I kept running. Emerging from the blackened ground, I saw something I never expected to grow in such an empty wasteland. A pale white rose, a sign of innocence in such a barren black wasteland. Up ahead, I saw countless more roses, their pale white glow in the stark contrast to the blackened ground and spiked trees, densely collected around a massive frozen lake. Hesitant, I looked behind me, only to see the beast a couple hundred yards from me, and without a second thought, I ran onto the ice. I was lucky the ice was capable of holding my weight as I ran across, almost slipping on the ice several times. I then noticed that the beast wasn't following me. Its thundering steps went silent, and I turned around, expecting it to be in spitting distance, but it was standing by the frozen lake. It stared at me, its yellow eyes staring at me, never taking its gaze off of me. It didn't even try to step on the ice. Its limbs refused to move forward. I took this as an opportunity to take a breather, and I collapsed, my hands resting on my knees. Then I noticed something in the center of the lake, standing on a small island. On it, a single tree, not like the others in the forest, rested on black charred soil. The tree was crooked, bent, twisted beyond recognition, its branches bent and molded in such abstract shapes. It was as if you were trying to describe a tree to a man who had never seen one. With no other place to go, I decided to cross the ice and move towards the island. As I was a few feet from the tree, the beast let out a great roar. Turning back, it swung its arms wildly, as if it were trying to reach me, but it didn't dare step onto the ice, and simply grabbed the cold air. As I stepped closer and closer to the island, its roars grew louder, louder and louder. But once I stepped foot on the soil of the island, it immediately went silent. It was then I noticed the stone tablet resting by the tree. Reading it aloud, I uttered the words into the cold air. In the beginning, God created heavens, the earth, the great empty. God disregarded the great empty and left it as empty as the world was before creation, before God. God has long left, but his mistake of creation still lingers. The hatred creation seeps itself into the heavens and the earth, corrupting the works of God, blackening the soil and destroying man's mind. The gateway to the great empty is here, beneath the soil, beyond the veil of reality, at the center and edge of everything, and at times end and beginning. As I read the last word off the tablet, I heard crackling above me, and the tree that stood above me was no longer a tree. Instead of its wooden bark, it now was rotten. Its branches were now a series of small bone-like structures, and along its trunk, human eyes stared unto me. I leapt back in fear as the thing screeched with rage, and its pupils contracted. It let out another screech as it contorted its branches and swung its rotten-like branches as if it was trying to grab me. What the? I backed away from the tree, and then I tripped on a rock protruding from the ground, and I stumbled backwards and broke the ice I was standing on. I fell down into not freezing cold water, but pure nothing. I simply fell and fell as the world faded far from my view, as I fell not onto something, but into nothing. Pure nothing. Not black, nor white. Just the sheer absence of either. Do you know those sensory deprivation chambers? The ones that dull your senses significantly. If you were to enter them, I've been in a couple in the past year or so, just for curiosity's sake. They don't even compare to what the void was like. There was utter nothingness in the void. Time, space. The real world seemed to just blur as my ears picked up nothing. My body unable to feel anything, and my eyes unable to detect a single photon of light. That empty. It's enough to drive a man insane. I screamed, yelled, and cried into the darkness, but no sound emanated from my mouth. I tried to move, but my limbs wouldn't obey me, so I simply stared into the void, into the vast darkness, and I felt something had now fixed its attention unto me. Its countless eyes, its formless form, its sheer darkness. It stared at me from the timeless, ceaseless void. I could feel it was ancient, far older than the earth, the sun, and every star, perhaps even older than the universe itself.
Are you fucking kidding me?
My mind started to buckle as my fickle mind tried to cope with the sensory deprivation, and I could feel things slipping their way into my mind. I could feel them. I could feel things dancing in the void, things far greater than any star, things that snuck into the real world through cracks in reality, and things that plagued our dreams.
What a fucking
All their
loser.
eyes. Oh God, their eyes. Why do they stare? Why do they not do anything, and why do they hate you? Why do they stare, oh God? Their yellow orbs, their ever-changing forms, the void. No sense feeling beyond eternity, beyond the heavens, beyond earth. There was nothing but me. I could hear them talking, screaming, roaring corruption. It spread across all worlds. It corrupts all. It takes all.
My
It took
God.
the forest. It took the soil. I will be embraced by darkness expanse. I shall be taken by the great void. I awoke outside
What
the
the
forest beside the
fuck?
bus wreckage. I stood up as my eyes adjusted to the light. I started to hear the sirens, the police, the ambulances.
A double
my
lucky?
parents. The paramedics picked me up and
Oh
examined
my
me.
God.
While I stood in shock,
Pull
the
myself
eyes
off
of the beast
and the hatch is
void's
right there
sheer
and open?
emptiness was still echoing in my mind. It has been 10 years now, and nobody knows what happened to the others who were on board that bus,
Holy.
and why I was the only survivor. They asked me what had happened, but I didn't think they would believe me if I told them, so they simply listed it as a mad accident. They assumed the bus crashed, and the others were taken away by wolves, and I somehow spared, the only survivor. That is what they seem to want to believe anyway. It's been 10 years now since the incident. Nobody wants to talk about it, let alone what happened. I occasionally go to the site where the crash occurred, where I constantly debate to myself whether I should go back in and see what else the forest held. Maybe answer some lingering questions on what had happened on that day. Like, who were the people who came into the forest before me? What the forest was? Or hell, jump into that lake again, to feel the absence of sense and meaning. Now, at this point, you might be wondering why I'm even telling this story at all. Why I would even indulge you in something like this. It's because on my most recent visit, I noticed something odd about the charred black ground of the forest. It grew further out.
Science proves your best sleep is vital to your mental, emotional, and physical health. The new Sleep Number...
Mate. Don't.
Tape 1. The Road. Alright, so my name is Grayson, and I'm recording this for anyone that either wants to hear it, or anyone stupid enough to go into the Hagwood Forest. Go there at your own risk. You don't want to know what's waiting for you in there. Unless you do, then listen on. I'll tell you everything that happened to me. You can choose to believe me, or just brush it off. Just saying. It was about 2 months ago. 3 of my friends and I wanted to go lodging in the woods for at least a week for a bit of downtime. Life had hit us hard the last few weeks, and we just wanted a break. So, I decided that we should go to the Hagwood Forest and stay in one of the cabins for a while. They loved the idea and said that they would start getting ready the same day. After about 2 days, we were ready for the trip. Now, if you're listening to this, then that means you either know how to get there and how weird the drive here is, or you just found this on the internet. Just outside Johnsonville, Tennessee, down Week Drive for about 10 miles, then take 5 rights, 2 lefts, and you're there. I recorded the whole experience, so you'll hear some of the videos in the back while I'm talking. I'll stop now and let the video play out. We recorded it because it was one of the few times we ever got together and wanted to remember it. But now, we just want to forget it, but we never will. It started out like normal. We pulled our stuff in the back, got in the car. I started the engine and started to drive. A little after we started, I turned on the camera. Okay, it's on. Here we go, I said under a heavy breath. It's good to hang out with you guys again. Feels like it's been ages, James said with lots of excitement in his voice. Yeah, it's good to be back, James said shyly. James has never been one for talking. He's always been a bit of an introvert, but he opens up more around us, so that's good at least. I just hope we'll get to see some cool stuff while we're there, said June. June and I have been dating for about 2 years, and she was excited about the trip. I'm glad that she was, and it made the trip even more enjoyable. About 15 minutes later, we made it to the light outside of the Week Drive and stopped. There were no cars out at this time. It was about 7:25 in the morning. I stopped the car at the light, then I turned to tell everyone in the car. All right, are we ready? I said with much excitement. You bet we are, said Matt, laughing. Only because I was doing this for a bit of fun before we started the longish drive into the forest. After a little banter, we started our drive. Now, if you are driving to the forest from the town, the speed limit is 45 down Week Drive. It would usually take about 13 minutes to travel 10 miles at 45 miles an hour. But it takes about 3 hours to get to the first turn, that's 10 miles away. That's the first thing that we noticed on our trip. Hey, you said the first turn was only 10 miles, right? James mentioned. Yeah, I did, I said back. Well, it's been 2 hours since we left town, James responded. Everyone looked at their phones for the time. Holy crap, June exclaimed, recoiling backwards. Okay, I've been down this road plenty of times. It only takes about a half hour to get to the highway. I mean, how many miles away are we from the turn? Matt said with concern and confusion. 3.5 miles away. 3.5 miles away? I said, still confused all to hell. That's the thing about Week Drive. It only does this when you have the intention of going to the forest. An hour later, we made the first turn. Finally, Matt said with much relief. Okay, so 5 rights and 2 lefts, right, Grayson? James said. Yes, James, 5 rights and 2 lefts, I said back. Wait, that doesn't seem possible, June said in response. How can you do that without getting back to the same road? And that's the thing about the journey. It may not make sense, but you'll get there anyway. I can't tell you how or why it happens, but it does. Now, the road that we traveled on after our first turn is 15 miles an hour. It gives you a great view outside the car windows as you drive along. Hey guys, it's 5 o'clock, James said with a hint of anxiety in his voice. Okay, so I guess we'll get there a lot later than anticipated, I said in a similar tone. We kept driving down the road, taking every turn that we needed, and made it to the entrance.
Oh, fucking shit!
We turned into the small parking area, and there was no one else in the lot. Nice, we have the whole place to ourselves, I said with more enthusiasm than I thought I had in me. We then started unloading our items from the car. Clothes, bathroom stuff, and all the other things that you would need.
I can't just leave either.
Hey guys, I said. Yeah, James responded.
This guy plays
this game too much. Do you see that in between the trees over there? I questioned. The camera focused in on the spot. What I saw was a large dark figure in between the trees. It was about the size of half the tree it was standing next to. It was staring directly at me. As it did, it slowly wrapped one of its arms around the tree and opened its hand to expose 7 long, sharp fingers. The rest of its body was perfectly blending in with the dark shadows of the forest. Its eyes were yellow, almost glowing slightly, but I had a feeling that they were not lights of hope, but something more sinister. That's when Matt walked up next to me. No, nothing but the shadows of the trees and the trees themselves, he said. I looked back and it was gone. I kept a footnote on the thing I saw and went back to unloading, with the now apparent feeling that we were being watched. Tape 2. A mystery stirs. It was James who first saw my unease on our walk. The leaves on the path crunching underneath our steps.
Bro, what the fuck is
the cold
this
breeze
shit?
moved through the trees. I had been
This
looking
is so
around
bad.
randomly a bit more quickly than the others, and also allowing the camera to follow my eyes so I could capture everything. Hey man, you okay over here? He asked. Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little on edge, that's all. But he could tell that I was more than that. I knew that James was very observant. He notes most things around him. As we walked down to the cabin, we take in the forest air and smell pine and oak. Then June, who was in the front, stopped.
Bro,
So
this is
everyone
just,
else.
this is actual
I walked
cancer.
up next to her to see what she was looking
I
at.
can't fucking
And
do
there was a small
anything!
deer standing in the path
What is
eating
this
some
fucking,
grass.
dude, this is the actual
But she
fucking
looked
dumbest shit.
frightened.
No, fuck
So I
you.
looked past the deer and
You're
saw
fucking
what she
ridiculous.
saw. The same figure from before. Everyone
Can't even
else saw
solve,
it too.
can't even solve the
So
puzzle.
now I know I wasn't crazy. In a small whisper I said, I told you I saw something back there.
I have 10-minute
All of
ban.
us were frozen,
For sure.
not making a single sound or movement as we watched the deer eat grass. And the thing
5
stood a good
minutes.
30 feet from the deer.
Whatever.
We waited about a minute. My camera pointed at the deer and the thing, in plain sight, past it. We all were about to move when the creature ran to the deer, snatched it, and ran off in the blink of an eye. It almost made no sound. All of now with looks and shock on our faces. We exhaled almost at the same time. Then we heard the scream of the deer, very far off in the forest to our left. We all looked at each other. What just happened? Matt exclaimed. Well, a dark creature from the forest took a deer deep in the woods and had a meal, June said sarcastically, with a shaky voice. Let's just get to the cabin before anything else happens, James said. Yeah, I replied. We walked down the path with no other incident. We got to the cabin and opened the door. It was a large building with 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, a good-sized kitchen with a small bar next to it. There was also a large living room in the middle with a large window making up one side of the room. Wow, this is better than I thought, said Matt. Well, I wanted us to have a good time, so I got the best, I said, a little nervous. You did well, James said with a calming hand on the shoulder. All right, let's get unpacked. Then meet in here, I said, trying to lighten up the mood. We all went into our separate rooms and did as I said. We all went and sat on the couches and turned on the TV for some background noise. I say we stay in the cabin for the first day and relax, Matt said. All in favor, raise your hand, I said playfully. Everyone raised their hands. All right, so it's decided then. We'll stay here for tomorrow, I said. I'll get us drinks, James offered as he stood. As we all talked, James walked over to the small bar and went to grab us some drinks, when all of a sudden, there was a crash of glass hitting the floor. All of us looked in James's direction to see what he had dropped, an empty shot glass on the floor, and was looking straight in the mirror. I started to stand when James says, trembling in fear, Don't. It's here. The thing that we saw, it's hiding in the room opposite the mirror. The room he is describing was the closet with some general cleaning supplies in it. We then just stayed as still as we could. It's moving. And as he said that, I saw a hand slowly come out of the closet, then the rest of its body. The thing was about 12 feet tall and towered over us. It had long legs that were about 5 feet tall with the body of about 6 feet. The neck and head made up the last foot. Its arms went so far down, the tips of its fingers were only just a few centimeters off the floor. The thing's sharp, pointy fingers were about a foot long. Its feet looked normal enough if it wasn't for the fact that the thing's body was darker than the night sky. I saw them the first time I saw it, but now I was sure. Its eyes were glowing yellow. It walked slowly around the room. It appeared to be examining us. None of us looked into the glowing orbs that were its eyes, but we did follow its movements. It walked over to all of us. I wouldn't say that it was sizing us up, but more or less examining what we were. After its examination, it slowly walked back to the closet, went inside, and closed the door. After a minute, June walked over to the door and opened it. It was gone. At the same time, we all let out a breath. "Okay, so what happened?" Matt asked, shaking with every word. "Well, I think that it was examining us," I said. "What? How can you say that? We could have been hurt," June exclaimed. "If it wanted to get us, it would have done that, but it made no move to touch one of us. I merely think it was just interested," James commented. "I mean, Grayson, you said that no one had stayed in the cabin in years, right?" "Yeah, the only time there is someone up here is when someone comes to clean the place," I replied. "So, it's safe to assume that it was interested in the fact that there were someone here for longer than it was used to." "You know, that makes sense," Matt said under breath, with exhaustion. "Okay, I say we all try to go to bed, then we'll talk about it in the morning," I suggested. "Okay, that's fine," said June. "To bed then," I replied. Tape 3, Day 1. The first move. I woke up around 8:30 to a nice bright sun and clear skies overlooking the small valley outside the window. I didn't remember there being a valley outside the back windows, but I shook it off as nothing and went into the main area of the cabin. The main cabin area was coated in sunlight from the big window that made the back wall. I looked over and saw that the big TV was on, quietly playing the morning news. In the kitchen, June made us 4 cups of coffee and handed one to me. "Good morning," she said with a yawn. "Good morning," I said back. "Didn't think we got the news out here," I said. She just shrugged and sat on one of the couches, and I sat on the countertop facing the TV. "So, have the other 2 come out yet?" I said. "They're taking showers, so they'll be out soon," she replied. After a few minutes of casual talk, James and Matt came out of their rooms. "Good morning," Matt said, drying his head with a towel. "Good morning," replied June, handing them cups of coffee. We all went to the couches where food was laid out. How did
I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Much love, everybody, and I will see you guys later. Bye.